Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hello. We're recording live. This is Sunday. We're live. We're in the same room. We're in the office in Glendale right now.
Breakfast at Wimbledon. I'm actually serving Jason strawberries and cream, like grapes in the 18th century. He's enjoying it.
What is the strawberries and cream reference with Wimbledon? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's just like a British, like the morning session, the men's finals on Sunday is breakfast at Wimbledon. And a Pim's cup, of course.
Okay, so as a member of the audience, you
can purchase for, I'm sure, 24 pounds. For not Harry's Berries level strawberries.
So that's their version of the Dodger dog. It's the rite of passage food that anyone could have anywhere. It's just strawberries that you can buy, or a hot dog you can buy. But you do it here.
Setting,
it's part of the ceremony.
Yes, it's the setting. But also,
I didn't know that.
It's coming home. It's a big day for sports in England. Unfortunately, neither of us are British. Neither of us are currently in England.
Mm-hmm.
And as we record this, I did watch cursed Djokovic beat Berrettini.
Cursed?
Yeah, fuck Djokovic.
I mean, I'm not a huge Joker fan.
Little Lego head looking ass.
I mean, the problem, he's just that good, He's the Steve Nash of tennis.
Yeah, but you know what's cool, Jason, is when you're really good, but you also have some sort of personality that makes you relatively likable to a large swath of people. That's what makes you a legend.
Maybe that's more of the Steph Curry syndrome. Nobody likes his personality that much, but he's just that good.
Yeah.
Let me guess, you won again.
Steph Curry and Djokovic are both swagless. That is the common theme running through these athletes that are exceptional physically, but lack any sort of personality. Or in Steph Curry's case, your wife is like a budget Chrissy Teigen, which is the worst personality you could possibly have. So I don't know. Maybe it's better that he just sticks to the 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying?
So which tennis player do you admire? Do you think has the most star power?
Star power? I mean,
star power, bro.
Obviously, Kyrgios.
Rafa. Oh yeah.
He's got personality, but he can't. He has no consistency. Chapo, the young Canadian guy, is cool, but Jake told me last night he had a tough press conference. So
you hate to see that. Yeah, I think you can kind of, if you're not sure who is cool in any given athlete, just look around and see who Nike decided to sponsor, and that usually sorts it out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like racket breaker types. That's kind of, I want a guy who smashes a racket. I want him to yell at the.
You don't want to break
linesman,
records. You want to break rackets.
Yeah, exactly. We ain't breaking records. We breaking rackets.
Yeah. I don't want it if it ain't melting down.
Yeah, but I did watch all of it this morning. Luckily, we started the podcast a little bit late, so I could catch my little sports.
Damn. So you're pumped up to probably hit a little green ball around after we pod.
Jason, I have to say I am. Yeah, I've got 2 sessions tomorrow. A session today.
2 tennis sessions tomorrow?
Yeah.
On a Monday?
And a regular workout, Jason. It's not a game, bro.
No, I mean, it sounds like literally life is a game. We ain't doing no work. We're doing a workout and 2 tennis matches on a Monday. That's, I don't know if that's if you're really taking a page out of the Hustlenomics book.
No, I'm hustling smart. That's the thing. I work smart, Jason. You're more of like a hard work guy. It's just two different approaches.
No, neither is better or worse.
No. It's to each their own.
They both rule.
But I'm actually happy to be podcasting with you on a Sunday, and unfortunately for the listeners, your dry July is in full effect, and so
because the fans want me sluggish, lazy, and unconcerned.
Not just the fans, also your esteemed co-host. But
look, I'm sick of putting my body on the line for content.
Instead, I have you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, a coffee, a water. You seem relatively alert. I wouldn't say smart, but you're here.
Yeah, I'm more present. I'm not sweating.
We went to a Decatur Dan 35th birthday activation last night at Where It's Greater Studios, and I'll tell you what, the 818 was flowing, and watching you not mix the 818 into the watermelon. What was that? What's the drink?
It was a agua fresca.
Agua fresca watermelon. It
was really hard for me to not make a JAJA Fresca.
A JAJA Fresca. The fact that you were able to resist the JAJA Fresca.
You know that Key and Peele meme where Jordan Peele is sweating, like someone's asking him a question that he clearly is guilty of something, and the sweat pouring down his face is a ludicrous amount of sweat. It's dripping down like a genuine video.
Is that what you felt like looking at the bottle?
I was having a conversation like, yeah, that's great. Prison reform really is an issue that we do need to worry about. And the whole time I'm looking at that bottle of JAJA, just like,
the fucked up part
in my belly is what I was thinking.
The fucked up part about you pining for the JAJA is that I noticed that there were more than one bottle. That's how popular the JAJA tequila was at the party last night.
No, that's how free JAJA tequila is.
Their marketing strategy is give as much of it away as possible. A popular strategy among burgeoning alcohol brands.
Yeah, as long as it gets in the right hands, then it just goes from there. But I would never enjoy JAJA tequila, whether or not I paid for it or if it was a free gifted item, like unless it's like a true emergency.
Why would you do that when you have a package right here of Lo-Fi Spritz pre-made cocktails? Thank you to Lo-Fi for sending over the pack. It's delicious. It's a delicious, refreshing way to hydrate while consuming alcohol during these warm summer months. Thank you guys again.
Dude, I actually agree 100%. And I think it's a great way to get hibiscus in your system. That's probably a fine antioxidant.
I've heard that before. I do love a hibiscus. The flavor is pleasing to me.
Yeah,
but at this party last night, there was
also Lo-Fi Spritzes. Just so you know, the dry July thing. That's obviously fake. I'm not dry at all. I'm in fact quite wet. I'm wet with hibiscus.
Well, that's the only kind of wet you can really be. But the party last night was a interesting mix of people, but a lot of the heads came through. But what I was shocked with, I guess I don't hang out with these kind of fellas very often, where someone would put a
creative directors.
No, unfortunately, I hang out with too many
people on the Jordan team.
I really do try to avoid that.
Okay,
unless I'm dunking on them. But the
Air Max Twitter,
the hashtag Air Max Day Twitter was definitely in the fucking building. No, but the kind of people that would congregate. This is a party. There's 50 people there. There's a woman making tacos. There is some little baby playing on the loudspeaker, and the focus is on a UFC fight.
Well, not the entire focus, but if you have a TV and people are all hanging out at a house party and the McGregor fight comes on, it's a thing that a lot of people are going to be asking for.
It's shocking to me how many people are into it. It really is kind of incredible to me. The sheer, I guess,
ladies, fellas alike.
Yeah, but anyway,
But is it what's more shocking, that or fucking Vanderpump?
Well, Vanderpump's actually good. UFC fighting, the only good part is the shorts, which is what I want to talk about.
Stop gay baiting again, Chris.
Can I get a Venom? Do you think I can cop some Venom?
Bro, you can't wear Venom.
Why can't I wear Venom? Is that am I false flagging?
That's for real. You ain't a real goonie. You can't do Venom, dog. That's for You know, it's not to quote Joe Rogan, it's for murderers only, bro. It's for killers only.
That is not. I don't believe
dropping bombs only.
I need to see. I didn't check out the Venom website yet, but the shorts look nice. The spandex shorts look great for like a jog.
Yeah, and also McGregor's very, very fitted European boycott biker short.
That's what I want.
With the proper bulge in it. Proper bulge in it, a nice emerald green UFC short. Yeah, I mean, you know, like Conor McGregor, he's a lot of things, but he's not a big dick guy. You know that, right?
I don't.
Wait, he's Irish or Scottish? Scottish?
I don't know.
Either one.
He's got red hair.
Not known for being hogged up. Not known for being long.
I think it's probably.
In the thigh.
I think it's probably okay. I'm sure he still does pretty well.
It's better than you thought it'd be, eh? That's what he said.
But watching this man break his own ankle and lose, and then watching fucking sweaty Joe Rogan looks terrible. Watching Joe Rogan in like a black dress shirt, all sweaty and puffy, like slide onto the mat.
His tailoring and suiting has never been
to interview
great.
Conor McGregor while he's literally like
that was my favorite moment.
I mean, that was the coolest thing.
I was talking to a friend of the show, Jake Troth, when McGregor was laid on the floor, leaned up against a chain link fence, like how so many times we all have,
like literally bleeding though. His face is literally bleeding, and his ankle
snot is coming out of his ear.
His ankle is going left, and his body is going right.
And Joe Rogan, you know, the humanitarian, the man of the people. He's not going to do a demeaning thing where he's standing and talking, moves the mic down to his face.
No, he's going to get down on the floor.
He's going to get down. He's an everyman. He's a type of UFC commentator you could have a beer with.
Luckily that shirt he got from Belk's is not going to, you know, if you get a little blood on it, it's probably
Belk's? I've never even heard of Belk's.
Exactly. That's where Joe Rogan's shopping. Joe Rogan looks like a fit model at Belk's. He looks like he's in middle. He looks like he's in middle management at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And that's what he looks like.
I love buff, super buff, tatted up guys who wear suits, and like, yeah, like the suit can hide a lot. Like you and I can wear a suit, and
yeah, I can look like I have a job.
Yeah, like whenever people see me at a wedding and I have a suit on, people are like, "Oh my god!" Like who are? Because it's like, oh, that's like a tatted up guy who wears like shorts and Birkenstocks and you know, like a random t-shirt. They're just like, okay, that's just a guy who doesn't care too much about his physical appearance. Don't think much of him.
They would be wrong.
Doesn't take life and the world too seriously. But then you throw the 39-inch inseam Valentino on, bespoke, and then they're like, damn, bro, like you are like, I'm looking at you differently.
Yes, Mr. Stewart, I am interested in upgrading to the Camaro for the weekend. Yeah, that is what you look like.
Look, we're all out of convertibles. I do have a Ford F350. The mileage isn't great, I will be honest.
It has 2 tires on each side in the back, though, so it's going to be great.
It is a dual. What exactly are you hauling? We're going to the beach. We're not hauling anything.
We have 2 small suitcases.
As long as you don't plan on parking this thing, right? Because it's not really going to work out in a standard spot.
I do think a suit can change some people.
But but when you're a super buff guy who's tatted up, it's like when you see a very nice driveway. And you see, or like you're in a parking lot, just an asphalt parking lot as far as the eye can see, and then somehow you see a weed coming out in the middle of it, and you're like, how did that happen? How did that get there? That's where, you know, like the suit can only hold so much, and you can just see like a vein popping out.
The problem with Rogan,
or like a tribal wrist tat kind of peeking under the.
The problem with Rogan
cuff.
is not that the tribal is peeking out from under the Van Heusen 19.5-inch neck.
It has a little bit of a metallic finish. When
of course, it's got more of a metallic stripe. Is understated.
It actually has titanium woven in,
but it's his head, man. His head looks like a fucking watermelon's about to explode.
His head always looks like
it's like he's pulsating. Like it's like he's vibrating in a way that seems unhealthy, and I don't want to be near.
Actually, speaking of fitness and recovery, you know the gyrating ball,
yes,
where you hold that ball in your hand, you spin your wrist, and it's like and you're holding on to the G-forces. That's kind of what his head is like.
It is
like it's sitting perfectly still and hovering and levitating. But that thing is cooking a mile. His head looks the RPMs are peaking.
His head looks like Arthur's hand. You know what I'm saying?
He wakes up redlining.
Yeah, dude.
He wakes up. There's no base.
I didn't actually realize that he still did the UFC stuff. I assumed that he was just kind of like, I guess he loves that, so like why not?
Yeah, he loves it. And that's a guy who can't quit. And also when you got that revenue stream coming in, obviously he doesn't need the money. But it's like,
why not?
Hey, do you want to do this thing that you absolutely love, and you'll make an extra $4 million a year or whatever he's making off of that? Like, how do you say no?
No, how do you say no?
Plus, you get an excuse to get away from the old ball and chain. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't Joe Rogan have kids?
Yeah, I think so. He's got a couple kids, probably.
Disgusting. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being like at a private school in Austin and your new classmate is Joe Rogan's son and he's wearing like a Punisher skull t-shirt on the first day?
I bet you his kids, they probably rebel against him.
No, that's not the kind of dad you're able to rebel against.
I disagree.
He's not giving you free thought vibes.
Okay, well, let's look at the similar example, case study, guy Fieri.
Does he have kids?
He's got a couple kids. One of them is named Hunter.
How do you know this?
I think the other one is named, I don't know, Ridge Wallet or something.
Meet my son, Ridge Wallet.
This is Ridge Wallet and Hunter. But they're both...
No, it's super thin. It fits in every pocket.
I think they're a good example. I only know about them just because I'm in the food community. But he includes them a lot in his... Like, he'll take them to Warriors games, and he'll bring them on his show. No. They're like... The last time I saw, they're probably like 15-year-old kids who are like 2 feet taller than him. That's how it always goes. And they're aware that their dad is embarrassing.
Even though he's given them a life that many yearn for?
Right, yeah. Like, they're like, okay, my dad is like very embarrassing, but he makes like $400 million a year, and I have like a pretty sick-ass life. But also I think like because... guy is probably like at this core a very nice, sweet, loving guy.
Yeah, he's probably a great dad.
You can't really hate him. You're like,
yeah.
Everyone has a corny dad joke dad or whatever. Like, oh, my parents are so embarrassing. With him, it's like, yeah, your parents are really embarrassing.
But are they wearing like? What are they wearing?
Hurley. They're just like white bro kids. They probably like have like floppy hair. TikTok.
Is Guy
shit.
a Yay area resident?
He's a Napa cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Very surprised. San Francisco is just so weird. I don't know.
Why is that surprising? You think some of the corniest white guys in the world come from the Bay Area?
They do, but I just assumed, I think because of his intake of disgusting fried foods, I assumed he was, unfortunately, my southern brethren.
Well, he has a lot of similarities with you because I think he has like a vegan or a vegetarian sister. So he grew up being very aligned with like the health food community, and then he also has like the California casual cuisine,
so he rebelled,
coastal living vibe.
He rebelled as well, but now he found a happy medium.
And I think a lot of it is like the marketing people definitely like trumped up that aesthetic to fit into the bro. Like he was probably already wearing flame shirts and
but they
had the wrist. The sweatband that you put on the wrist, but it was definitely closer to the elbow. Maybe he'll do a double wrist guard.
Well, Jason, as you know, when you're getting crushed on the line, you're dripping with sweat.
I got a black cod dying here. I don't know how many more times I could fire these truffle fries before they just.
Oh shit! Yeah, but I mean, I do.
Ding, 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 ding.
There was an interesting time in the mid aughts, during the NME years when jeans were tight, and no one looked great, but the sweatband was I think it ran parallel with the leather cuff trend.
Yeah.
Where like
you mean like the 3-inch thick,
brown leather cuff, but what it led into or ran parallel with the sweatband that the cool indie coke doer would wear with his regular outfit.
What brand sweat brand is it? Is just a blank American Apparel? Is it a
Diadora? The reason I'm thinking about this is that yesterday at Air One, we saw this guy. First of all, he cut us off in traffic before because he was on his phone. And then Alex was like, that's the guy. and he was in front of us, and he was wearing this. I mean, he was like a dumbass, like L.A. Range Rover guy. Like he was wearing, like sweatpants with his Jown New Balance. You know what I mean? Like, but this motherfucker.
Okay, now I get.
He had a chain
a
on.
Too close to home.
He
was you with the range.
It was chaining day.
Okay.
No. But he was wearing a beanie. It was 100 degrees yesterday.
Sure.
But the beanie was a brand called Merc London.
I'm familiar with
which Merc London, if you're not familiar, was definitely just like a Britpop. It was the era of like a Ben Sherman short sleeve button down, Fred Perry.
Yeah, Lonsdale, Fred Perry. The Merc suit was very popular.
The Merc suit that you would get on St. Mark's, it was like an affordable skinny suit.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
you can get some pulp pussy.
You could
wearing a nice Merc suit, and then you have a statement shirt underneath.
You have to have a statement.
A bright orange silk shirt.
Yeah, you're definitely
the Merc suit.
It's very disco 2000.
Disco 2000.
But the fact that this guy, who is definitely like some Calabasas fucking, like, oh yeah, I work with I know.
So you saw like a mad happy bro.
Yes,
with
he was definitely
on,
he was wearing a Merc
100-degree
beanie,
summer,
but he had a whole look on. I'm like, damn, does this guy? He must know what Merc is to be wearing this, because he obviously cares about clothes. But at the same time,
the Merc is not something you can stumble upon.
But I'm like, is this loser like trying to bring Merc back? And am I supportive of that, or am I like, I hate to see it? I don't know.
This is tough. I mean, I don't.
He was definitely listening to Frank Ocean in the truck. Mm-hmm. Like he knows Kylie's assistant.
Okay,
that's the vibe.
Okay, well then, I guess if that's the vibe, my guess is that he's not a Merc fan that seeked it out and like found some retailer online to ship it over.
Retailer by you're telling me Depop seller.
No, I mean just like, whatever, like a British department store.
No, I think this is vintage. So I'm saying I don't know if that's in production anymore. That's my
vintage.
point. Yeah. That's my point.
Okay, well, my line of questioning was leading towards like it was a brand that was being revived and then sending out promo samples. Like it was an old brand that somebody's like, we got to bring blah blah blah.
I
back.
don't believe so, but I could be wrong. But the whole thing was just, and then he of course got the combo plate with salmon. You fucking cornball. You know what I mean? Anyway,
wait, come on. Salmon is not. Salmon is a fine protein. The sides are going to tell the story, though.
I didn't. Unfortunately, I was unable to look into the sides. I was waiting on
catch his beverage choice.
No. He got two though, so maybe he had Bay in the truck. I didn't see
2 plates.
He got 2 plates.
Oh, doubling up.
He said, "Let me get 2."
Well, yeah. Speaking of the culinary arts, I went to. I have a little bit of a fish bone to pick myself. I went to a bistro in Pasadena called Sasso.
Yeah, I've heard of this place,
which is good. It's kind of like a Basque meets California coastal.
This is feeling very summery.
It is very summery. They have a patio where you go and have a European style meal. It's in like an old kind of Spanish building.
So you mean it starts at 10 p.m. and lasts 4 hours, and the food's just okay?
Yeah, maybe. It was 100 fucking degrees in Pasadena, so we actually sat inside.
Smart.
We did have a great meal. It was like the food was good. No, I'm not hating. Bay was loving it. Had a really nice fresh seafood pasta, a bunch of other shit. But there's a thing that I see happening a lot, which is the cosmetic use of fish roe as an adornment to dishes that don't necessarily require it.
Is it throwing it in for color and not texture?
I think it's you throw it in for everything. You get the color, like it visually looks stunning. You get like a little bowl. Like I had a meal at Birdie G's in Santa Monica. They had like it was a bowl of like peas. No, sorry, it was at Gem at Flynn's restaurant. It was like a bowl of fresh peas that was covered in like edible flowers and a bunch of fish roe, and it was good. But it, like, you get the salty pop. So like,
I find roe disgusting, just for the record.
And I am not a huge roe fan myself. And the problem I see a lot of restaurants using because it looks really cool, and you can like justify charging more money for something because it has fish eggs on it. But this was served on top of a steak tartare. It was a Wagyu steak tartare.
Look, I don't know much, fam, but that seems weird.
And the problem is when the fish eggs, they're so salty because they're just little balls of seawater and mixed with fish reproductive organs and shit.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Chill.
Obviously caviar is delicious because it's a more mild version, but the fish roe, it just reminds me of like bait that you put on your hook when you're trying to catch a catfish. But the problem is, you're eating a delicate steak tartare. You're paying a bunch of money for like this nice grass-fed Wagyu beef, and you want it to taste like beef, and it just tastes like
Salt.
fish eggs. The whole thing just tastes like. And then if you scrape all the fish eggs off to the side and you just eat the tartare plain, it's not seasoned enough because it was relying on the salt from the roe. Just like we don't need it, bro.
Did you file a formal complaint, or is this you airing out your grievances?
This is it. I know the line cooks are all listening, and they're beating. And someone, some of the servers there are like, "I told you, this is what I was saying." So yeah, restaurants. If you're out there, we can put fish roe on lots of different seafoods, sushi applications, blah blah blah. But we don't need it on the smash burger. We don't need it on the tartare. We don't need it on the pork belly sliders. Just save it, bro. It don't work.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. But overall, the experience was good.
Yeah, overall the experience was good. I don't really like restaurants anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that it's pretty cool that your dumbass has turned into like a post-restaurant guy.
I turned into a full player hater.
But
it's good that you and I have something in common. You're one of the all-time kings of hating, and that's kind of not my bag. I'm a little bit more of the oil to your vinegar. We don't mix in that world, but now we have some common ground.
I
great name for a coffee shop. Common ground. That's so cool.
Yeah, luckily the only places that make you wear masks in LA still are coffee shops. So I guess I'm gonna have to go to Pasadena to find one that
Bro, not my shops.
Won't allow.
What shops you go at Maru? They make you wear a mask?
Maru, no, that's real heads. They don't give a fuck. No, Proof,
just Proof, yeah,
Proof and coffee. Lots of signs posted to let you know. Damn. Yesterday,
Chris Black said, "I'll take my business elsewhere."
We went to a fucking plant store yesterday outside, and like, yeah, we're gonna need you to wear a mask. I'm like, for what? It's 100 degrees, and you're selling oxygen. Like, this is the cleanest. This is the best shit.
You selling oxygen?
I was not pleased.
I'm sorry about that, Chris.
It's okay. I did it, of course.
Well, you actually enjoyed a Korean meal this weekend, which is outside of your
purview.
Purview.
I agree. It was delicious. I was surprised. And the best part of that was I checked my clothes. They didn't smell bad.
If you pay a little more money at the Korean barbecue spot, you're paying for ventilation.
I didn't realize that. Then we did it.
They got the Dyson sucking up all of that bulgogi smoke.
It was good, man. I had a great experience.
I'm glad to hear that.
You seemed like you were pretty happy with it too, right?
I was happy with it, but I was telling Yayo that was the hardest moment for me so far during my dry July. J'adore July.
Was
yeah, I was like, I've been to, like, last weekend for the 4th of July, I dead ass went to 5 pool parties.
And you were
spread over 2 days.
It's great.
And I was like, I'm good. I don't really need, I was driving Bay around, she's partaking and imbibing.
She's twisted as hell. I'm sure you had to clean out the fucking Tesla after that.
No, well, the problem, the Tesla, it doesn't have a key. So, I don't know what you do a bump off of is the problem.
Oh.
You can use the Tesla. It has a little card that you put in your wallet.
You could do the card, the side.
We'll use the card to scrape your line, but I don't know how you get it inside. We're living in a cashless society.
If you're a pro, bro, you can you basically you dump a little out onto the corner of the card and use it like
a little bit of a fingernail edge.
Yeah.
What do you think Elon uses to do? What do you think his cocaine insertion method is? Is he rolling up 100? Is he doing an emptied out Bic?
No, he's probably
doing like a glass tool.
Nah, he's probably like parachuting or something. You know what I mean?
What is parachuting?
That's where you.
Is that boofing?
He might. I bet Grimes is blowing up his fat ass dumper.
Grimes is definitely blowing coke up his
Elon
big ass.
Elon got a wagon on his ass, little fat ass.
Elon has 3 things: a great company, taste for cocaine. And a larger ass than you would think.
He's got a wagon on him, but I think that parachuting is when you basically tie up.
Imagine wagons.
He ties up.
Imagine the wagon on Musk. What?
You tie up.
Grimes is a lucky girl.
You don't do it with cocaine, really, but you would tie it up. You basically like put a little tissue.
You talking about a court bouillon?
And tie it off and then eat it.
What?
Yeah.
This is for smuggling purposes?
No, this is for consumption purposes.
I've eaten coke.
I'm saying you don't do that with coke. I'm joking, but you would do it with other drugs.
Like what?
Molly or like, ketamine or something. You know what I mean?
Okay. So a drug that you would normally ingest.
Yeah.
You ever eaten coke on accident, Chris?
Eaten it on accident?
Yeah.
No, I just rub it all over my mouth. That's not on accident. That's on purpose, actually. I love a numbie.
Some people do a gummer. You do a mouther.
Yeah, I love a numbie. That's the best part,
It hits
bro.
the tongue, all the
there's
teeth
nothing like cutting open that bag that you think is empty and just fucking eating it like a damn banana. Getting it all in your gritty.
So you open up that small Ziploc bag, you like a carcass of a goat that you're about to roast on the spit.
I'm cleaning this shit out.
And then you eat the booty like groceries.
Yeah, we're going tip to tail.
He said the baggie tastes like batteries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good as hell. Yeah, that's good. That's nice.
I miss when Janae Aiko. That was a simpler time in the club when you were listening to a song.
I forgot.
You're listening to a Janae Aiko song in the club. And she said, "You got to lick the booty like groceries."
The problem with Janae Aiko, well, not the problem.
Eat the booty like groceries.
The problem, she's one of the worst. She's one of the worst.
Licking
dressed,
groceries. That's a quick way to get.
She's one of the worst dressed R&B divas of all time. Like she looks like she shops at Anthropology, but she still dates.
Yeah. Anthropology.
Her and Big Sean have like both. They've become like he's like a girlfriend guy now, and she's like they like have ruined their own careers by being too into each other.
Too loved up.
Yeah, it's like boring.
But it works well if they stay together forever. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's all. I mean, I think all
just like Posh Spice and
Bex
and Bex, like they've ruined their careers with that world unless they just stay together forever, and then everyone's gonna be like, they are so chic and awesome.
Beckham,
and
we know
that
Beckham is a confirmed savage stick man. Out here just fucking going absolutely brazy.
And I'm sure Big Sean put in a small amount of work, right?
I mean, I'm sure Big Sean's the homie, but I don't.
The homie to what?
Shout out to all my Detroit people.
I'm a friend of vaginas.
But I think that Big Sean is... they're just lame. I also think the couple... I think that they know it's... I think that couple is probably 50% real, 50% how can we monetize this?
Look, they're both so short. Once they finally have a kid, it's going to be a dwarf. It's going to be in the eyes of the law. It'll be able to,
You think Janae's short? Have you met Janae before? I feel like that's somebody you would have met.
Janae is definitely a 4'11" queen, and I have seen. I think did I meet Big Sean? No,
you had to dap up Big Sean.
I've been standing next to him. Maybe I said hi to him. I don't know if he
couldn't hear you.
Dap.
Yeah, I said what's up, but you didn't even look at me. They're like, dog, you were in the club and he didn't hear you.
Yeah. He's like, is that Degree deodorant? It was a short joke, but he's short as fuck especially for a guy named Big Sean. I've talked about his height before, but they're both very petite.
I think it's cool when people have nicknames that are the opposite of what they actually are. Like I think calling someone small big is funny.
Oh yeah, you call a fat guy slim? Oh
yeah,
baby,
that's always good. It's just a classic joke. Never gets old. Safe. Doesn't offend anyone.
Yeah, you got a tiny person over here. You call him big fella. That's one of my favorites. Someone likes to make a little snap at me. They never met TJ. Try to come at me sideways with a little tall joke. I'm like, what was that, big fella?
Do people hit you with tall jokes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What constitutes a tall joke? Like, what is that?
They'll just. I don't have a great example, but it's like
more,
it's from a white person.
I feel like it's
it's always from black people. They tell you I could kick your ass, I could dunk on you, I'll fucking take your bitch. You're not that tall. White people, they'll either just straight up. White people will just straight up punch you, or make like a very bad tall joke that doesn't really please anyone. Those little shorties contain multitudes. Actually at that party last night, I was talking to our friend Jake Troth, and he was sort of talking about like, I don't really know how to do party. I don't know what to do at party. I don't know what to do with my hands at a party anymore after quarantine. I was a little bit feeling that. I think the one
I don't. What are you guys talking about? I've never felt that. Are we really that stupid as humans that we can't just kind of? We have muscle memory, bro. We went to parties for the last 40 years.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the issue. I mean, obviously, we all know what to do at parties. You get drunk and
try to poke on something.
Well, I mean, that's how it should be nowadays. It's you get drunk and then you try to like white knuckle it long enough until you bring up what you're watching on Netflix. And then,
you white knuckle it long enough and make sure you don't bring up
sports is a thing,
anything that will offend anyone.
Yeah, you do a little bit of that. Isn't it crazy? COVID, blah, blah, blah. And then, did you see this documentary on Hulu? And then it's over. But I think maybe more, trying to look at or pull back of like what the reason is, because we definitely all know how to socialize and party and talk. It was only a year and a half. It's not a big a deal. But it's like the part where we have... whenever we've socialized now, we got accustomed to only socializing with people that we want to socialize, and we never had to be in a situation.
Yeah, now you're around a bunch of fucking bozos.
Well, we're back to, like the same way, like, we bike. We bike. Well, the same way, like, now that we're coming back, like, I'm not going back to the office. Like, I don't want to work at the office. Like, I work from home now, and I get my job done, and I'm good at my job, and I don't need to go back to the office. It's like... everyone, the amount of time has passed to where we don't need to do that, and now people, before it was the stop and chat at a party or the convo with somebody that you don't want to talk to at a party. That was a necessary evil that had to happen. It'd be rude if you didn't, and there's no way around it. It was just a thing that you got to do. But now enough time passed where you only hung out with your close
your
pod.
Bubble is what we call
your bubble. You were only with your bubble, and your bubble are all of your cool people.
Yeah, if they're vaccinated, just to be clear.
If they're vaccinated for me, if they're not vaccinated for you, you can get some.
No.
You could get some of that Pfizer juice on you. It stings, doesn't it?
Ew.
It's worse than Subway juice. Ooh, got that Pfizer juice on me, fucking me up. I got the magnet stuck to me now. But now people are like, there has to be a better way. I don't want, enough time has passed. I realize I really don't want to talk to strangers. I don't want to make the small talk.
Talking to strangers and small talk, to be honest, for me, pays off more than it.
Okay, well, how about this one then? Not a stranger, but somebody that you have to talk to because you kind of know them and you're at a social event and you're like,
that sucks.
I run into this guy and like, I know that the next 17 minutes of my life are gone, and I gotta be like, that's crazy. That
sucks, of course, but it's also like if that's not a big enough problem for me to tackle that or spend time on it.
No, it's not. It's not, but it should be, is what I'm saying. People are going back to rolling up, but what I worry about is people are going to be in those situations. It's going to suck, and they're going to weigh the pros and cons, and it's not going to be worth it. I'm just not even going to go to the party.
Yeah,
because then
don't come. Then you're not invited to the party. If you can't handle a little bit of socializing with someone you may not love, then you should be forced to stay home and pet your cats or whatever you do.
That is true, but what if it happens to most people?
Then everybody's a fucking loser. No new news there.
Yeah. Okay.
The fact
is this a society that your friend Bezos is trying to, not to go 5G.
Just the fact that people literally think about this stuff is like, yo, just chill out. Like, why are you trying to
It's really hard for some people.
Yeah, but it's not like it shouldn't be a topic of conversation. Deal with it on your own. Don't write 10,000 words to the Atlantic about how do we return to socializing. You go out and you fucking do it. Like, it's not that serious.
Okay, what about this? What's worse? The people that realize that they can't socialize and would rather just give up and not even do it, or the people that are like during the quarantine were like, I like travel and culture is like a necessary thing, like I need it, it's not, it's what's it called, it's an essential worker.
Well, I agree with that, but it's also lame to talk about.
But then you're like, you're a pussy if you're like, oh, like I'm not going to be able to like get through the next year of my life without going to Tulum or like an art gallery.
Everybody's an idiot, Jason. It's
Or
just
a
you're
candle
choosing.
store or something.
They're just choosing their battles. Whether oh my god,
I know, but which one is more insufferable is what I'm asking.
People complaining about being able to socialize freely, which is one of the greatest joys in our sad world, makes me more insane. But I think it's just as pathetic to be like, oh my god, like. I'm in Greece and I just remembered what it's like to live. Like this is what I need. I hate working. I want to work. I just want to go to the beach is also terrible. I mean, people like it's honestly the COVID-19 virus has just shown how everyone is worse than I ever thought was possible. Like it's even worse than you thought before.
Magnified. Because
people have revealed what they truly care about. And it's either staying home.
What they care about, Chris.
Their mental health.
Okay, that's not a bad thing.
Or like taking group trips to Europe. Those are the two things that people... Two things I don't want to do. Is discuss my mental health on social media or go with 20 people to a house in Italy. Those are the two things I don't want to do.
Okay.
Let's grow up. Pay for a therapist and stay at a nice hotel with one person.
Oh. No, I agree with the group trip, Chris. That's one thing where
group trips are hell. It's truly I don't know who came up with it.
Even girls trip?
The film?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't it's not Oscar worthy, but I'd give it a 6 of 10. I would watch it on a flight.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. What is it in the person where they feel the need to travel with the group? Or I guess the real question is, what is wrong with us that we are so resistant to the group
I don't
trip?
want to do things I don't want to do with people I only mildly like. I can't think of 15 people I would want to be around for 2 weeks in some sort of vacation scenario.
Absolutely not.
Like, it's insane. That's an insane thing to do. And if it's about saving money, then just don't go. I'd rather just not go. I would rather wait until I have the money to stay at the Ritz in Paris for 2 weeks than share a house and have some fucking nerd cooking for me because they want to save money. Group trips are so cursed.
Yeah, maybe it's the pragmatism. Like, you've already weighed. Like, most people are just in the ignorance is bliss kind of world of yeah, well, we're all gonna go. The 20 of us are gonna go to Mexico City, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have fun, and everyone is like, yeah, that sounds fun. And then you and I are just like, let's think about this for a minute.
Yeah, you guys got to really. I mean, I think
we play out the scenarios in our head that are negative before we play out the scenarios.
Well, because there's no positive
scenarios.
No,
that's not true.
No, there's no positive. I could do that without those people and have more fun. That's the positive scenario. I can just do exactly what we were gonna do, but not with 10 people, and it will be better. Anytime there's a group, it's hard to get a reservation. It's harder to make decisions. Everything is more difficult. And I'm sure it's fun if you're getting twisted, or more fun if you're getting twisted.
It's more fun.
But I just don't. Also, I don't want to do anything. If I am paying to be somewhere, I do not want to do anything that someone else wants to do if I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's true. But sometimes I feel like a bit of a spoil sport or a poo-pooer.
Yes, you are.
When they're just like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm just like, well, you don't know this, but I know that this, and this are going to happen, and you're going to end up thinking that this sucks. But I already know. I already know how this whole thing is going to play out, and I'm on the Shark Tank, and I'm like, no deal.
No deal.
Yeah. I'm looking at ahead of the whole situation. It's a no deal, and that's also I don't think that's super healthy either. I think that's kind of a bummer.
I don't care what's healthy or not healthy. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to go on a fucking walking tour with 10 people in the heat. That's just not going to happen.
Sure.
It also brings me back to I remember going to Washington D.C. with my family when I was probably a little too old to go, but I can't remember why I went. And it was 100 degrees, and my dad obviously is a buff of history and wants to do all this shit. I'm like, this is hell.
We gotta go check out the monument.
Yeah, why would you?
We gotta go check out the first Sweetgreen location. That's all I want to do.
Well, that I was obviously very excited for. I did take a picture in front of it.
Sweetgreen
for my
Spring
mom.
is here.
But I just don't. I'm just like it's just like a bad family vacation, but with people you don't have to be with. That you're not like you're not bound to by blood. Like they're literally people that I could take or leave 90% of the time.
It is an elective task. You are not forced to grin and bear it.
Yeah, totally. I just think there's ways to enjoy life that don't include large groups, and it's difficult to go to the restaurants you want to go to.
That is true, but the way I try to look at it is, number one, you will, if you're in one of those situations, it will make you appreciate and be grateful for what you have at home, the home that you've created for yourself.
I don't need to be reminded of that. I already know that. Next.
Okay. And then the number two thing is, even though you always hate it, you're resistant to it, blah, blah, blah. If you let your guard down and allow, love and light to enter your soul, you will always end up having.
Are you high?
No. I was being sarcastic when I was saying those words. Don't worry. I know it's hard to tell the difference sometimes, but I was speaking in a funny haha, not serious. But you if you allow yourself to sort of let your guard down.
Rule, Lenny Kravitz voice.
If you can let love rule, just like Lenny, there's always 1 or 2 moments where you're like, okay, that was a fun thing that happened.
Of course,
that I know. Well, if it's an of course, then consider that more.
No, Chris. But it's a profit loss situation. If I'm looking at the balance sheet and there's 2 things that are good and 20 things that are bad, I don't care about the 2 things that are good.
Speak on it, Mark Cuban.
That's not. Yeah, well, I'm not going to invest in your company if the P&L shows me that there's 2 bad things and 20 good things. I can't have 2 bad things.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
No, that is true. But sometimes, even though your batting average of good versus bad things over the course of your entire group trip is not looking good, just the fact that you have 1 or 2 numbers on the board can move mountains. Just the fact that you have something, because if you let that if you let that plant die out completely, it's never going to come back.
And I'm fine with that. That plant can die. I ran out of water. I drank it all.
Okay. I let all my plants die.
Yeah.
If you water your plants, that's fucking gay.
Yeah, fuck plants, dog. None of my plants get water.
A real alpha plant finds out how to water itself. Don't rely on them. Ladies, don't let your plants rely on a man to water it.
That's crazy. That's the patriarchy right there. Yeah, if you water plants, you're a part of the patriarchy. That's fucked up.
You a goofy botanist bitch.
Yeah, my man's a botanist bitch.
Fuck out of here watering. Fuck I look like. I don't water my shit.
You're telling me it's 100 degrees in LA. You're expecting me to water this plant instead of drink it? That's crazy.
Bro, this fern costs $800 with the pot. And you telling me I got to water it on top of it? Look, I buy the Tesla. You pay a little bit of a premium, but we ain't going to the gas station. We ain't getting no damn oil change.
No.
We don't have to get the tranny rebuilt.
Nah.
This thing,
this shit runs. Now, yesterday at the plant, I let these. So also, when we went to this plant store, we copped this plant, and this is a $200 plant. That's mid range. These people look at me like I'm like, they don't help you bring it. They don't do shit. They ring it up, and they're like, all right, peace. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're not gonna help me bring this shit to the car?
Well, in the world of plants right now, it's a seller's market.
Well, I will say that the young woman,
they're like, you're lucky that you even got your hands on
the young woman who rang us
up
was also had a water bottle that was covered in Chucky the movie stickers. So
that's a bitch that work at a plant store.
I prefer to not have her help, but I thought maybe there was somebody that would come out
was
of that.
Was it a Nalgene? Yeti?
No.
Off-brand.
Off-brand. Her whole shit was crazy because she was wearing like full workout, like sports bra and like bike shorts, and a mask, and had a Chucky water bottle, and there was like a Dolly style melting clock that I took a picture of, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. There's a Cartier did a watch like this. It's really hot right now, and she just looked at me like, you are the biggest fucking idiot, you boomer sack of shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's like, because she was like, why?
And this bitch had the Chucky Nalgene.
She had the Chucky Nalgene, and she was trying to come at me for taking a picture of something cool.
I mean, the work of Dali.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of through lines with the Chucky.
Literally, though, life is hell. It's crazy. You can't do anything without something going wrong.
When you're describing this person, I'm hearing athleisure, sports bra shit. the Chucky Nalgene.
She had some.
There's a chance that this could be a Grail badass bitch.
No,
Okay.
there's a chance. Unfortunately, she might listen to this podcast, but I don't think.
Do you have a praying hat on?
No, I wish that would have signaled coolness, you know.
Okay.
No, but she had some bad tats. It's just like the way people choose to do things.
You get the IG?
No, I did not get the IG. I want to get out of there as fast as I could. But the plant is beautiful. It was purchased. I loaded it into the car myself, and was of course drenched with sweat because it was 100 degrees after I'd just done 6 miles outside.
One of the perks of having a convertible. You know what I'm saying?
We had to. This was in the X5.
You had to lay the fig down?
I did a good job. It's not a fig, first of all.
What did we call?
I don't know, but it's not a fig. I don't fucking know.
You bought a $200 plant. You don't know the Latin name for it? I mean, at least the genus category.
The only plant name I know is runts. I don't know any of these. I don't know.
So you got a $200 mid plant.
No.
I mean, $200. It must. How tall was it? Because that's not cheap.
No, it's not. It's probably like 5 feet.
Pot included or no?
No. We had a
dead
pot.
ass.
Yeah, we had a pot.
This is just raw.
That's raw. I had to buy soil too. I had to get bags of soil.
Chris buying soil is on some funny ass shit.
Trust me, I did not want to do it, but I can't have the plant die if it's $200.
This is what happens when you move to LA. Blue collar TJ rubbing off.
Honestly, though, what people do here is so crazy. It's literally like
compared to Atlanta, Georgia. Chris, come on.
Atlanta, Georgia has more. People here go to a farmer's market or go to a plant store or go wait in line. Those are the 3 things people do in LA for fun.
Okay. They got people be having plants everywhere now.
Of course,
that's
plants
one. Number 2, last time I went to New York, there's bitches lined up all over the city. So that's not a LA thing.
But the difference is waiting in line is terrible. Unless, of course, it's for your COVID-19 vaccination. but the waiting in line...
As long as you can wait in your car. Yeah.
Of course. With the AC.
So that's another positive that LA has over New York.
That's what I'm saying.
We're lining up
That's
on the
what I'm
block.
saying. The difference is that lining up here, it's so hot. It is so unbelievably hot. To line up for the Funko toy is crazy. Like, to line up for a golf wang drop is crazy.
Okay. I agree with that. Look, people line up everywhere where there's retail.
Well, but unfortunately, I think the COVID-19 virus has made line waiting. It's normalized lining.
People like to line up now. It's a thing that people do, and that's when you really have nothing going on. You know, like you were talking about we're going to amusement parks, blah blah blah, all those things where it's just people. You're not social, so you pay to become social. The waiting in line thing. But I've seen that. Now there's like an activity around it, like the cookies.
Yeah.
Weed shops. People will, when there's a new strain dropping,
it's like a meetup.
People will bring their tents and their chairs and their igloo coolers and their dab rigs, and it's just like 17 white guys with lowered trucks.
Good to see you again, bro. How you been, man?
Who like totally are just like, I love smoking and whiz
smoking my culture
and all that shit, and then every single night they go home and put a fucking 9 in their mouth and they're like, I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it.
I'll do it live on Twitch.
We're like, yo, there's a new fucking exotic that just dropped and I can't wait to do my vlog review about it. And then they go home, and then they're like, "Did you meet any new friends at the cookies?"
No,
thing?
but
like,
I did.
Fuck you, Mom.
I stopped over at the Subaru aftermarket shop though, and I did meet some of my homies there when I was getting the exhaust put in.
Bro, they're inline 6. Come on.
No, but
you can't hate.
I mean, it's because I went to pick up my suitcase from the repairs this week.
Yeah. Just like just like the Ford trucks that we were talking about. You know, you want to know where a Ford owner, you want to know where a Rimowa owner is?
At the shop.
The repair shop.
So
because there's always something wrong with those pieces of shit.
I went to the Rimowa store to pick up my case, and I was just walking down Rodeo, and it is just, it's fucking torched. Like, it's literally guys that look like 18-year-old, like, dorks wearing Gucci, like, smoking weed, like blowing it out just before they walk into the Goyard store. Or like waiting, like letting people go around them in line at Dior because they're finishing a blunt. And it's just like...
Because the old you would like this activity.
No, because smoking weed is not cool anymore. Like, no, it's not like smoking a blunt is always fun, but it's not like... these guys think it's making them cooler, much like they think buying a Cause doll is making them cooler, or buying a Goyard fucking keychain.
Well, at the very beginning, it probably does make them cooler, and then it quickly turns into a thing where it is not cooler, and then they get like super, super addicted to it, and then
it was just a wild scene over there of like there's a line.
There's nothing sacred.
There's a line for everything, and people are copping, but it literally feels like it's worse than Disney World. It's just a budget version. It's like a free version because you can go into all these places and look for free, of course, because it's a retail store.
Yeah, that part of like retail slums, like the gentrification, like it happens in New York where like the hot neighborhoods are always ebbing and flowing. I'm like, oh, all the cool shops are in Soho, and now they're in blah blah blah, and now it's Lower East Side, and that's been going on since New York started. But in LA, we're starting to see that where like the gentrification of housing, it keeps going east and east because you can't move west anymore because the ocean. But with the retail stuff, it's like it used to be like in the 90s, like Melrose was the coolest thing. Yeah. And then you got like Robertson that's like bubbling up. And now Melrose is like a homeless camp. So now Rodeo becomes Melrose. And now, Rodeo, which used to be just like stuffy old white people, buying Gucci shit. Now they're too afraid to go to Rodeo Drive because it's been taken over by TikTokers and scammers and shit.
It's really weird.
So where do they go? They have to go to Malibu. They got to go to the Palisades.
You go to a mall. That's why, like,
the mall can be a little scary too.
Yeah, but a mall is this. I mean, it's not about scary or not. It's about it being a bad experience for shopping. It's like I don't want to be here because I
guess at least in a mall there's some order and control.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, back in the day, if you felt like copping something nice, like it was fun to like, I would go uptown, you know what I mean? And you do the whole thing and it's nice and it's fun and you don't, obviously I'm not doing it all the time. But now it's like, I went to Rodeo, picked my suitcase up, and even I, a retail lover, was like, I got to go. Yeah, I got to get back. I got to get out of here. It just sucks.
LP was saying the same thing about like she'll go to do pulls during quarantine, and like I got to go to Rodeo and hit all these stores. And she's like, I was like afraid. There's like,
it just sucks.
Like I thought someone was going to try to steal my watch.
It just sucks. Like the whole vibe over there is terrible. But I mean,
so where are they? So they're just going to the mall now, or they're just buying on,
or you just
Essence.com.
If you're really buying. If you're really like a customer, like you don't go into the store. Like they call you, they tell you what they have, you buy it, somebody brings it to your house, and that's. I mean,
we got the bag in purple, like how you want it.
That's
one
of those stores actually, like
office.
the little peanuts that people are spending walking in on. That's like joke shit. You know what I mean? Like when I was buying that Louis, they were like, "Get out of here, dude! It's $600. Like we don't give a fuck about you. Like
next,
you ain't buying. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I get it because it's like
you're not a whale.
But just think about working at the Louis store, especially at the Louis like accessory store. Like it's a nightmare because you're selling keychains.
Yeah, it's like working at the Baby Gap.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it just sucks.
It's just.
But
I
won't be.
Yeah,
I'm not. I was just. I mean, I've been twice because I dropped it off and picked it up. But in both times, it's the same thing. It was just like there's nowhere to park. It's just a bad scene over there.
Bummer, man.
Alfred
this
is.
This would
popping.
never happen at. See, something wrong at the Toomey, which would never happen. I go to the Americana. What a great experience, set and setting. The culture is popping.
Yeah, but people see you with a Toomey. Let's not forget that.
It's all black, debadged. It's just nice, calm, cool, collected.
Heads no, bro.
Okay, if you're a luggage head, then you gay.
Yeah, luggage heads get it. But I mean,
luggage head dick stays dry.
But honestly, the repair service they do is fucking crazy. They like fully like rebuilt like the wheel. It's like kind of impressive. And it's like $100. Like,
oh, they charge you for it?
Yeah, well, because it's out of warranty. Because this mine is so old.
I thought they had a lifetime warranty like Toomey does.
I don't believe so. I don't think. First of all, you definitely don't know about Toomey's warranty program, and you didn't buy that. There's no way you bought a Toomey.
Well, what is that?
You acquired it, but you didn't pay for it.
Look, the Jessica Simpson luggage line, that they do not have a lifetime warranty.
So you had to upgrade to Toomey. Is that what you're saying?
So I did upgrade to the next to the Toomey. I don't know if they have a warranty or not at all. That was a joke. I'm just any way I could try to.
I understand.
Much like Conor McGregor, any opening I see to take a shot at your.
I would love to see. I would love to see the wheel pop off your Toomey at JFK and you break your ankle as you're walking down the.
No, Chris, don't you say that.
And I'm just like, I didn't have to punch this bitch. He did it to himself.
There's another one. Well, I don't think that'll ever happen, Chris.
It won't. You don't travel that much. Okay, Jason, it's been great podcasting with you today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Another great How Long Gone in the books. Two
Raw,
more
uncut, unedited.
2 more podcasts coming up this week with friends of the show, actually. So it'll be a nice loose chit chat.
Good.
We saw one of them last night. She was prepared. She seems excited.
It's going to be our fitness. Yeah, if you have any fitness questions you want to know,
don't ask them. We'll do it for you.
Don't ask them. Don't send me in. All right, we're going to go hit the courts now. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you have a great, blessed week. And, okay, that's it.
Bye.
If your chick come close to me, she ain't going home when she supposed to pay. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to pay. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to pay. Oh, all my niggas close to me, and all the mother niggas where they supposed to pay. Oh, the hoes go for me, like your chicks in the pit like post for me. Oh, that's how I supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I supposed to pay. Yeah, that's how I supposed to pay. Everything look like it's supposed to be.